Well, Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe has promoted one of his most trusted lieutenants to a vice presidency post. Justice Minister Emmerson Mnangagwa, a secretive hardliner known as the Crocodile, was elevated to his new position on Wednesday. The 68-year-old has served at Mugabe's side through 5 decades. He's been in every administration since the Southern African nation's independence from Britain in 1980, holding posts as the Minister of State, Security, Defense and Finance, as well as as Speaker of Parliament. He's also been a strong supporter of Mugabe's economic nationalism, especially a drive to force foreign firms to cede majority stakes to local blacks. Well, for more perspective on the political developments in Zimbabwe, we are joined by Blessing Zulu, a reporter with Voice of America's Zimbabwe service. Blessing, welcome once again.
Thank you, Vincent. The pleasure is mine.
Yes, last time you were here and we did talk about Mnangagwa.
Yes.
And tell me, this is supposed to be a ceremonial kind of vice presidency. Why is anybody making a big deal out of it?
I think mostly it's because of Mr. Mugabe's age. He's now 90 and anything can happen. So that's why people are saying, in as much as Mr. Mugabe said it was largely ceremonial since he'll be running the show. But he's old, you know.
But he has some time. I mean, this position you serve at the discretion of the pleasure of the president.
Of the president,
I
yes.
mean, Vice President Mujuru served 10 years and she was fired.
Yes, it's possible. Anything is possible with Mr. Mugabe. But of course, I think in terms of succeeding Mr. Mugabe, Mr. Mnangagwa now has the inside lane. It's possible that he might take over.
Let's talk about him as Crocodile. Why is he nicknamed Crocodile?
I think this is a name that goes back to the liberation war, Zimbabwe's liberation war against the rebel government of Ian Douglas Smith. He was part of the so-called Crocodile gang that was using knives to attack white farmers at that particular time, and he's the only surviving member. So that's where the nickname comes from.
Has this ruthlessness been manifested in the way he has dealt with his opponents or critics of the government in any fashion?
Indeed. I mean, if you look at the opposition, some are actually accusing the opposition of crying more than the bereaved when it comes to the removal of Vice President Joyce Mujuru, because she was viewed, former Vice President rather, as a moderate. And Mr. Mnangagwa, many see him as a hardliner, and some even say he's actually Mugabe on steroids.
You spoke with him?
Yes, that was my colleague Sandra today. Yes.
You guys spoke with him, but he said, well, I'm a good guy. I mean, actually, he claims he's still friends with Joyce Mujuru.
That's politics for you. You know, it's a contact sport, but of course, you have to be diplomatic. Those who know him say he's a soft-spoken character, but he's also known as a schemer.
Yes. Now, what does he say he plans to do in the next few years serving as vice president before the next elections?
I think most Zimbabweans are actually concerned by the economic problems that the country is actually experiencing at the moment. I mean, if you look at all the economic indicators in Zimbabwe, everything is headed south. You know, unemployment is close to 90%. So that's how bad the situation is. Industries are closing. So it's the economy, the economy, the economy. So now, that's what he's trying to say. He will try to help Mr. Mugabe turn around Zimbabwe's fortunes.
Actually, given his track record, can he change perhaps the perception of what ZANU-PF has become over the years and perhaps change the mindset of most of the Zimbabweans even against the opposition?
I think, you know, anyone who takes over from Mr. Mugabe, he has to change. You know, I think there are no two ways about it because, like I said, the economy is not performing well. And if he wants to continue in that trajectory, he might not last even a month. So I think when Mr. Mugabe eventually leaves office, he will be forced to change. But, of course, many analysts are saying he will not change.
Well, we'll wait and see. We'll have President Crocodile.
Indeed.
Thanks a lot, Blessing, for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Blessing Zulu is a reporter with Voice of America's Zimbabwe service.